interesting spot. But there's a football game to be played on Sunday, and we're here to talk about it with Elijah Molden, who is getting ready to go out to practice here in just a little bit. How we living, Stud? Is this the first time you've been on the radio show this year?
This year for sure. I think, probably my rookie year I came on and made a little appearance. But, yeah, man, what's up?
It's so disrespectful of us, I feel like. I feel like we should do a better job because I always feel like I enjoy talking to you. And I don't know if you would have a similar vibe every time you're on, but I was
just wondering if you had to practice your radio voice or if you were born with one.
Oh, no, buddy. This is the only reason I have a job. It's the only reason I have a credential for you guys is because I sound like this. This is the thing.
Right.
Like, I have no other discernible talents, Elijah, but this is the only reason that they keep me employed. What is the thing that you have, beyond an obvious talent for football? Like, is there a unique talent that you have that people don't know about?
No, man. Not really.
Not one?
Not that I can think of. Not that I can think of, man. I mean, I never did talent shows or nothing like that.
So wait, what did you participate in? Did you do so? No talent shows. Was it just sports for you coming up, or were there other outside interests?
Yeah, man. I wasn't in the jazz club or nothing like that. Just sports. My family was so big. I feel like that's kind of the only thing we had time to do. It was just sports. So. Maybe another one of my siblings has a hidden talent.
So how many of there are you total?
8 total. I'm the second oldest of 8.
Okay, what the hell is that like? Because I grew up mostly an only child. We adopted my younger sister when I was basically fully formed as a human being. So it was more a single child experience than it wasn't. Uh-huh. What the hell is that like for people who don't understand what it's like to grow up with 8 siblings?
Just chaos, really, and just chaos. I didn't really realize it until I got to college and I was alone in my dorm room. Like, what the hell, what is all this time? And it's so quiet. But yeah, man, I love my family, obviously, like most people do. So, but yeah.
But you're growing up in a locker room environment before you actually hit the locker room, yeah?
Exactly. That's a good way to put it. Different personalities. You gotta, you got to communicate with them differently, all that type of stuff.
And so, like, now that you're getting this opportunity, and you've had a couple opportunities here during the course of your career here, but obviously Sunday is going to be a big opportunity for a lot of people out there on the field, and you guys trying to win a football game against the Falcons coming to town. Like, how has that experience kind of informed the way that you've interacted with teammates, that you've handled different situations and things of that nature?
Yeah, I feel like personally, like my first 3 years have kind of been like funny. You know what I mean? Kind of like ups and downs and some things sideways with my injury and stuff, and then I came back and now I'm kind of put in a different role and a new position and all that stuff. But I just take kind of one moment at a time and try to help the team as best as I can. And right now it's just about just getting our positivity up, and obviously we lost a great leader like KB, but we still got to move forward. Like this is far from finished. It's not like we're rolling over or nothing like that. Like we're going to win games. So that's the mentality. I feel like a lot of opportunity on the table for a lot of people. Yeah, man, we just got to capitalize.
Elijah Molden, Titans defensive back, hanging out here with us on 104.5 The Zone. Apparently no other hobbies but football, or no other special talents but football, but I don't know. I think you're holding out on us a little bit. I know you're still a cat dad, right? Like, we still have that in common?
Say it again. I'm a cat. Yeah, I got a couple cats.
A couple? Wait, that's new. Is there been an addition?
New. I have a daughter now. She's 7 months. Man, I cook dinner every night. That could be my talent. It's not like nothing crazy, but.
Now, but you know when you're feeling it in the kitchen. What's the go-to?
What's the go? Right now, I do like a little pesto pasta, man.
Okay, that's spicing it up a little bit. There's nothing that's a very, very I think straightforward dish. You know what you're getting, but it's good every time.
Exactly. And then not a lot of people in the locker room can cook, so.
That I believe. Well, I don't know if most of them have somebody doing the cooking for them at this point, but certainly that is not a talent that I would ascribe overwhelmingly to a football locker room.
Right.
So, I mean, obviously, KB has been a big talking point this week, and you guys have been peppered about it by the rest of the Vultures in the locker room throughout the course of the week. But like, when you see that come down, I guess, how did you find out, Elijah?
I found out on social media. I feel like all most players do that way. KB, I can't speak for KB, but
right.
I'm assuming he knew it was coming before then.
And so have you talked to him? Has he reached out? Like, what's that dynamic been like? Because oftentimes you guys are so wrapped up in this that it seems common for us to assume that, yeah, of course they're talking the whole way through and they're reaching out to teammates and everybody knows everything that's going on with everybody's lives. But it's a pretty chaotic situation when things like this come down.
It is, yeah. I mean, of course, I reached out to him right away. We talked a little bit, but like you said, things are moving so fast. It wasn't like we all got together for like one last meal. He's on a flight to Philly. He's getting things together with his family, all that stuff. So, said, wished him well, all this stuff, and we're gonna be in touch throughout the season. That's kind of how it is.
And so now Falcons coming to town. They are in first place in their division. Art wasn't here when you were here. I think your rookie year was 2021, correct?
Yep, correct.
Yeah, so not necessarily the connection there, but obviously they've got a lot of different pieces and parts that are fun to work with. What do you see when you watch them on offense right now?
I feel like they're a tough team, and they got some unique talents. They have Kyle Pitts. Obviously, he's got so much length, and he's got receiver-like ability with a bigger body, and then obviously their running backs, both of them, are playing well, and Bijan's one of the he's a weapon in this league. So definitely some talented players on that side of the ball. But overall, I think their identity is that they're going to play tough. They're going to play you hard.
Working with Chris Harris this season, you talk about things being funny. That dude cracks me up anytime I'm watching him on the practice field. And just because up against when we speak to him, and I know, speaking to us, nobody benefits anything at all saying anything interesting to us, Elijah. I came to terms with that a long, long time ago. Right. But he's so mild-mannered, so I think, I don't want to say that it's a different form of professionalism that I'm seeing from him in our discussions versus what I see from him on the practice field. What's he like to play for?
Yeah, I mean, he's a high energy guy. He's super positive and optimistic. He believes in his players, and I feel like that's what we need. I think players, you got to have confidence in this league, and when a coach is instilling that and believing in you, it makes it that much easier.
And so with that said, to be running alongside Amani Hooker, who's been doing it for a long time, you guys know each other well, obviously. You've been in this defensive back room. Hell, it's a young group, but you're one of the vets now, which is, I don't know if that's weird to hear or weird to say because it does seem like it goes quickly. But for people who, I guess for the audience, how would you describe what the week of work, has it differed at all for you and what your preparation looks like and how you work with Amani specifically and the rest of your teammates? Like, what does that look like that's maybe outside of the normal of what the last couple of weeks have been?
Right. I mean, I think first and foremost is just more reps on the back end there, and then just making sure, like, Amani and I are on the same page with our disguises and just communicating. You know what I mean? So, but for the most part, it's the same. Like you kind of talked about, like one person leaves, the next person steps up, and there's not that much time to kind of dwell on it. You know what I mean? So, kind of pick up where things left off, and I got to go in and my main focus is communication and getting everyone on the same page. Running my side of the field and making sure that we're all feeling good about, the way things are before the snap and after.
Elijah Molden is hanging out with us before he heads out to practice for the day. Let him go here in just a second. Obviously, the quarterback situation is one that is another where somebody's going to have to step up. Who it is, Mike hasn't disclosed to us yet, and I'm not gonna ask you about who's going to play, but just for your perspective on practicing against these guys, Elijah, because we've seen more of Malik, obviously, both in practice and in game opportunities. Will is still a bit of an anomaly because of the time that he got injured, unfortunately, in the preseason. But for you, who's working against these guys on a daily basis, what have you seen from both of them, and in particular, the growth that you've seen from both of them?
Yeah, I was gonna say that's probably the main thing is just the growth from the first time they came here to now. They both have a lot of talent, and they're picking things up pretty quickly. You know, from my perspective, they both have a cannon. You know what I mean, and they offer different skill sets at the position. So, you know, I believe Vrabel told you and everyone else that we're gonna play both of them. So that's the way it is. I mean, someone in my position, the only thing I can control is doing my job, and as a defense, we just focus on going out there and not letting them score points.
Mike also told us a lot of other things under his breath, but I don't think those are safe for FCC air. Elijah Molden, kind enough to hang out with us here on 104.5 The Zone. I appreciate the time, buddy. Continued health and success, and hell, I haven't even asked you about the Oilers uniform. You hype?
Yeah, I think they're sweet. I'm trying to figure out what type of cleats I'm gonna wear and all that stuff.
So, like, are we leaning one color versus the other? What's the vibe?
Oh, have we not announced what color we're wearing?
No, I mean, I didn't know if
the cleats.
I'm talking about the cleats. Is there specifically, like, if the audience is watching you on Sunday in particular, what should they be looking for? Let's give them a little bit of a carrot here.
I'm a big red cleats, red gloves guy. I gotta have one of them just so my people can kind of point me out pretty quick.
Yeah, it's a nice look. It's going to be cool to see on Sunday. Titans hosting the Falcons, noon the kickoff. You can hear it right here on 104.5 The Zone. Appreciate the time, bud.
Thanks, Buck. Take it easy.
That's Elijah Molden with us on 104.